Hi folks, good morning. Wiley here, and today I'm going to talk about manual dexterity. And what I'm really referring to is the event that happens between the coordination of your brain, your eyesight, and your hand to be able to do things that might seem a little more difficult if you didn't have some sort of training. So to that end, I'm going to show you a few exercises, and I want you to fill up a few pages with this, and perhaps you can come up with your own versions of this. And again, what this is doing is trying to train the muscles in your hand, the connection to your eyesight and your brain processing all of this, so you can do this a little more easily. So, for example, if we just start with a series of zigzags, and we just do this across one of these pages, and I'm using a line notebook, one of those kind of things that you write your poetry in. So we did one, and then we'll do two lines high, and so forth. And then three. And we're working our way to filling up the page. And then for the next trick, we'll skip down a few and we'll go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, etc. You see how I hesitated there? It's because, you get distracted and you forget what you're doing. All right, so in that case, we're going to move down here and perhaps go 1, down, up 2, down 1. And I'm getting myself confused. Okay, so down 2, up 1, and so forth. And, just work out some sort of pattern that works for you. You see I finally got it kind of in sync. All right, thank you. Next step in our lesson on manual dexterity is to create a series of L's. For example, how does an L go? Okay, here we go. We just loop right across with a series of L's. All right, and then next time, do it backwards or upside down in this case. Just work your way across the page. And then perhaps do a series of lines where we try to go, we'll just follow the page, we'll go light and we'll press a little harder. And as we go across, make it darker. Try not to break the pencil point. Again, very light, very medium, very dark. Do 4 or 5 of these. Oops, started a little dark. All right, so then we're gonna go light, dark in the middle, back to light, light, dark in the middle, back to light, and do again, another 4 or 5 of these. And then we'll start out, start out dark, light, dark, dark, light, dark, etc. And then let's just do a quick shading exercise. And I'm going to probably have you repeat this in upcoming lessons, but this is just a good way to learn to do this. As you can see, I'm holding my pencil fairly loosely. And we're going to go light, working my way across, making it more intense, trying to get darker as you go across. So you can do a couple of those. And when I say a couple, what I really mean is I want you to take each of these exercises, fill out a page, turn the page, move on. All right, so moving on, we're going to start with light. Get it darker, light, darker, light, darker. All right, here's a really fun one that is probably more challenging than you realize, and that's to draw in a random directional fashion like this. I use this a lot to do trees, leaves, that sort of thing. This sort of non-linear drawing technique is a really good way to represent textures. Here, I'll go out here and I'll represent a little leaf pattern here. So you get that natural effect. So you need to fill out a few pages of this. This one's a little bit more challenging than you realize, so just do it a few times. And then I guess I'd call this the classic Joan Miro technique, where you just sort of do this spiraling, random sort of continuous line all over the page. This is something you probably did in kindergarten. All right, so once again, let's try some sort of blocking. This is like what is this called? A crescelated parapet on a castle. Do a few of those. I'm making my second series a little bit taller. Eventually you'll be able to do this more consistently. Then a series of lines, or let's say, lastly, just a series of lines. Try to be slightly consistent as you go across. And my pencil is getting kind of rounded off, so I guess that's about the end of this lesson.